Isang malaking asam and yan na. So, nagpapakita na yung mga price na pinipredict natin nung mga kamakailan. And we have a new model and also we'll be talking about XRP2 and also with our hype. So, what could be the possible move for this one? Then also, I'm very interested dun sa sinabi ni Ray Dalio and yung sa report ni Kobayashi, which is yung US debt. And also, of course, yung sa Japan 40-year bond natin, we'll be talking about this briefly along with this post ni Dark Frost, COC, and which also led to this news, which is yung sa NYSE and how this will impact most of our altcoins and flush out all of those fake altcoins in the long run. Then also we'll be talking about this tokenomics. It's very important kasi we will be facing a lot of shock sa mga altcoins natin. But yeah, also we'll be talking about sa Russell 2000 natin and how feasible this is when it comes to the current stand ng ating Bitcoin. So, nga pala guys, ako nga pala si Osabir. I've been here since 2017. I've been trying to share you guys my wins and losses dito sa cryptocurrency. If bago ka lang dito sa ating channel, do not forget to like and share and subscribe. And please, guys, you can also purchase already for only $5, you'll be able to track your annual budget already dito sa ano. Pero yung may mga gusto ng ating crypto tracking and stocks, no, yung iilan na stocks na natatrack na ito, hindi siya included doon sa $5 kasi sobrang hirap ng ginawa ko dito. So just to para lang mahagod natin yung data. Pero enough with the commercial, let's go ahead with our charting for Bitcoin. So kung maalala nyo, since 2023 we've been talking about this structure before the end of 2023 by December. So we were able to see that this could be a feasible long-term run natin. At yung tinatawag natin the long hodl Bitcoin chart natin. So isa to sa mga actually dalawa lang naman yung ganito kong asset na talagang binabantayan. Pero again, guys, isa to sa mga talagang lagi kong tinitignan at binabalikan. So far, nagsusupport siya doon. So, hindi naman natin to inedit kasi imposibleng ma-edit natin siya kung nandito yung ating mga initial rejection lines. And if ito lang ihahagudin natin at ito. Okay, so we're looking at still in display pero anytime this could break down back to 76 or even worse, 62 just to reset the whole cryptocurrency. Okay, and I see that there will be no long term, okay, or yung tinatawag natin na 2-year bear cycle, which is 1 year of bear market and 1 year of recovery for Bitcoin, which happened to this one and on this one as well. So yung mga nagsasabi na 4-year cycle, it is already abolished and it's yung thesis niya broken na talaga. Because ETFs and yung mga bonds are getting into cryptocurrency and we call them tokenization, which mamaya pag-uusapan din natin. Okay, so right now on our 1-month time frame sa index natin for Bitcoin, I'm looking at the Pi cycle chart natin. Okay, so you can just turn this on, Pi cycle Bitcoin high and low, and we are seeing the same COVID crash. Indication na parang merong magiging black swan event just to reset the whole BTC low. Parang gusto natin is habulin natin siya at pag nahabol natin siya or madikitan natin siya baka next month ng February, mainit ang month ng February para sa no, pwede kasi tayong mag-tax farm. Okay, ito yung tinatawag na latak ng tax farm. So that already happened nung November and December. Okay, pero it can also happen for the early year of whole taxation. So since wala na nga tayong taxation for Fed sa mga ilang incomes, so such as tips and yung mga gifts, etc., hindi na sila natatax. So si Federal will not be able to ask taxes from this kind of incomes or revenues. So right now, ito na, pag-usapan natin tong ating chart natin dito. So as long as this holds, okay, and we keep on just like holding on this Fibonacci line, which is spider na tinatawag. Nandito tayo sa cluster and this is very understandable that this is going to be a stronghold. Okay, but when it breaks, it will break so hard to the point na yung buong altcoins natin will face another 50 or even 90% depending on the market cap value. Okay, so now let's talk about si Ray Dalio. So kung sa mga hindi nakakilala kay Ray Dalio, he is one of the renowned analysts when it comes to economic. Okay, medyo mainstream siya, so I would not like suggest na dito lang kayo makinig. Maraming mga magagaling talaga dyan na analyst, but since this is trending, so we'll talk about it. So yung Dalio's 250-year empire cycle natin, okay, naging trending siya. So ang sabi lang dito na what usually happens to money, okay, when an empire power declines, which is the US dollar, its currency is typically debased or resets, okay, and a new financial order and reserve system replaces it. Yun yung pagkakasabi niya. And in that environment, kumbaga, may nangyayaring hard reset. Okay, so real estate, gold, yung mga scarce digital assets such as Bitcoin, copper, silver, gold, etc., which nabanggit ko na, will tend to hold and to protect your assets. Okay, I'm not saying that this is a financial advice. This is a my own personal analysis dun sa mga sinasabi niya, and if you read the book. Okay, so this tend to be a psychological move, which is tinatawag nilang hold purchasing power, which is better than any other assets that nagde-depreciate if there will be turmoils such as like this. No, so ito yung sinasabi pa din natin na magiging new system, or ito yung tinatawag natin na what happens when we become de-dollarize, which is pinipredict ko na since 2023. Makikita niyo yan sa mga documents natin sa Meraki. Okay, so what happens? Yun yung magandang tanong, which is baka tokenization or fully digitalization ng buong system natin when it comes to finance. But it will take time, okay, which is that explains dun sa bear cycle na parang magiging mahaba yung bear market natin if in case that 2026 or by the end of 2026 and the enter of 2027 first quarter, bigla tayong bumagsak and it will enter a 4 to 6 years of bear cycle. Okay, so that is just like a prediction by bear cycle. But yeah, let's proceed to our post right here by Kobayashi letter. Okay, sabi niya dito na yung ating US debt crisis worsens, so which is supports this talk, kaya ko siya sinama. Okay, this comes as federal interest payment rose to 5% year over year to 1.20 trillion, an all-time high. Okay, so yan, nakita natin siya. Okay, so federal interest costs have doubled over the last 4 years. So naghahagod na talaga ng pera to si federal kasi nawawala na sila sa picture. I'm not gonna say like they will be permanently removed. Yun yung sinabi ko sa inyo, it will be super impossible for us to remove federal government in the US government, okay, because it's deep state. So eto na, isa pang magandang pag-usapan natin dyan is yung doon sa yan dito. So yan, kung makikita nyo, humahabol talaga siya, hinahabol niya, and yung efforts si Donald Trump to remove federal in most of the charges or yung mga taxation, di ba? Pero may mga caps na kasi ngayon eh. So sabi natin, payagan kayo na no tax, but if it reaches at the certain amount of money, sabi natin $20,000, yung tip na na-receive nyo for the whole year, then you will be taxed by the federal government. So something like that. Okay, so this is still very fascinating for me, and as of now, I'm still studying it. So yan, sabi, the dollar endgame has begun. So let's see what will happen. So it's an ongoing thing. So the current stress signals natin is doon sa US debt and of course, itong Japan yield natin. So yung US interest payments natin, di ba? So sabi natin kanina, we have a 970 billion in FY 2025 ata yun, and are projected to exceed 1 trillion. So with Japan's long-dated, okay, yung long-dated government bonds natin, I've seen a yield push to multi-year decade high. So, tingnan natin siya. Ayan, yun na. So, kita na siya. Pumasok na tayo sa 4. Okay, showing that investors now demand a bigger risk premium to hold sovereign debt long term, which is a little bit scary to be honest. But, yeah, if we will go with our so magandang news naman tayo, which is yung dun sa Bitcoin flows natin or whale versus institution, we are seeing a huge gain, okay, of large whales getting wrecked, kumbaga. So, ibig sabihin, whales selling pressure on Binance collapses, okay? So, ibig sabihin, we are now seeing a new system coming in or dumudulas na tayo papasok doon sa tinatawag na the next big move. Okay, so which is the large whales have been sending fewer coins to exchanges, okay, than during the November peak. Okay, so bumabagsak na. Okay, so we want that to be plummeting, no? So below, so that it become more bullish because the confidence of the whales, okay, we always want to perceive that whales really know what they're doing. Okay, so we're not just talking about whales na may mga malalaking pera, but we're talking about yung mga matatagal na yung hawak. So pinag-usapan din natin to na ang usual whales na nagbebenta during the November, December, etc. were those mga Bitcoin buyers na recently lang nila hinawakan yung Bitcoin or recently created lang yung wallet. So at the same time, si US natin custody wallets holding roughly 100 to 1,000. Dito. Yan. 100 to 1,000 have added hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin. Signaling lang to na persistent talaga yung institution natin for accumulating. So why are we talking about 4-year cycle? Okay, this is very scary for us to think na we are in a 4-year cycle. 'Di ba? Kasi if this is the data and nasa harapan na natin, medyo mahirap nga lang hanapin, 'di ba? But may ignore to. So, wag lang masasaktan yung mga yung mga favorite yung influencer. Okay, na nasa Pilipinas din until now, yun pa rin ang pinag-uusapan tapos biglang magpipivot. So, I'm just letting you know, guys. Okay, we've been talking about the 4-year cycle is already broken. Marami tayong nakadebate niyan sa Facebook hanggang sa YouTube, sa mga comment section. Tinake time ko to educate them on the comment section until they deleted their own comments because hindi na nga nagwo-workout. So, I kept my receipt. Meron akong sariling copy dito. By the time na balik ta rin ako nito mga to, I'll be able to show it to you guys that this was their comments. Okay, but nevertheless, baka sabihin pa rin na, hindi, edited. Hindi, Photoshop yan. Hindi, AI yan, etc. So, I don't know kung saan ako pupwesto. Pero, yeah, capitulation, altcoins, and NYSE tokenization. Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, this is very, very dangerous. Okay, at some point, okay, which is very short term. Okay, so realized loss data over 30 days shows many holders are, okay, again, selling. Okay, at a loss. A pattern that historically, okay, has marked late stage capitulation before the strong upside runs when the sellers finally runs out of coins. Okay, so this is still about this stock. Okay, then dito na natin ipapasok yung sa NYSE. So probably that is the reason why, okay, because they know that this is about to come and it already happens. Okay, during Martin Luther King celebration, which is yung federal holiday dito. So now, how this correlates when it comes to our Euro or Europe dump na speculation natin na magkakaroon ng Europe dump US assets and yung pressures natin pressure the dollar further. Okay, so nagiging trending din siya yung EUR/US topics. So, lalo na sa Reddit. So medyo pumipikit ako kasi ayokong tignan yon. Medyo pag mga trending naiwas talaga ako. But much is privately held. Okay, yan yung masasabi ko sa inyo. But I cannot guarantee that there will be a strong hold pa sa sa US dollars because we are really entering the capitulation. But I'm not gonna say that it's gonna happen this year, but it is rapidly happening. Anytime can happen. Anything can happen. Yun yung sasabihin ko sa inyo. And anytime this can happen. Okay? But if I'm looking at just data, it may not yet happen at 2026. Probably by the end of 2026, it can happen. Okay? So, altcoins remain structurally weak. Yeah, masasabi ko sa inyo, this is the reason why we'll be talking about hype. Okay? Because I'm predicting that we may go back to $15 at least. Okay? Okay, matatakot. Yan, masasabi ko sa inyo, this is just a transfer of liquidity. Same thing with XMR. When XMR is like going down, then everyone's thinking that XMR is not valuable anymore. Then privacy tokens came up. Then naglabasan yung mga iba't ibang privacy tokens. Then eventually, bumalik din sila sa XMR from 150, bumalik siya pumalo na siya ng 700, which is I'm not surprised because it really does something. And same thing for hype. Okay, this is how I see it. And if we go down, okay, the worst case scenario is to first initially buy at 17.20 or $17.20. We can just go ahead and take that advantage or buy in that zones. But we've been producing a lot of bullishness here. What I'm waiting is a bullish from December 19 drop hanggang papunta dito sa next move natin, which is dun sa breakout ng moving averages. Okay, so for XRP, okay, why am I thinking that this is still okay? This is this could go back, okay, another 50% drop for XRP. We can go back to $1.10, or worse is we can go back to 92 cents. Okay, but psychological, ayan, ito bumagsak sa $1 pababa. Okay, but I will not held onto that promise, no? Ang maganda dyan, i-trace na lang natin tong week na to, which is in Binance. So ngayon, kung naabutan niyo yung trade prediction ko for hype nung October, sabi ko sa inyo na babalikan lang din natin to, which is to really this is just like a prediction week, okay, or glitch week, na para ipakita kung sabihin natin maglabas tayo ng ganito kalaking liquidity sa asset na to, whether it is a glitch, that will be the price amount that it will materialize if that really happens. And it did happen. Okay, so let's say you were able to buy at $12 katulad namin. Okay, when it is already showing bullishness, dito makikita na natin siya by just using the RSI. Sana nakinig kayo nun. Then yung last na sabi ko sa inyo, by $21, this will go to $32 and you can TP. Okay, so initial TP natin to, and next TP natin is yung $50. So which is lumagpas pa siya, pero we tend to just follow the Fibonacci. So sabi natin, yung binenta mo dito, yun yung pambili mo una. Kasi yung binenta mo dito, yun yung pambili mo na mas mababa pa, which is sakaling bumalik siya sa $15. But I will not bet on that. Okay, I'll just look at the levels, which is ito, una, $21. Then yung next natin is yung $16 or $17.20. Yeah. So guys, relatively, I'm still bearish on most of the ALTS, so that's why there's no buying. But the buying opportunity what was already been done by us back in 87,000, which is this one, and the 81,900. Okay, so I'm still telling everyone now, benta na kayo sa dusk. And they were able to sell it here sa cross, which is 27 cents. Then also, okay, kasi ang bilhin natin dito sa dusk dito naiwan tayo, hindi tayo nagbenta. So bumagsak. Ngayon bumalik siya and profit na tayo. Tinipi ko siya sa 27. Then also yung sa Pepe natin, which is super bearish, super bullish tayo dito. I mean, sobrang profitable. So I would not stress much on this one. Okay, but just to let you know that we bought at the early times of Pepe as well. So right now we TP here nung sobrang angat niya dito sa 96. Ine-expect ko talaga maharangan siya bago mabawasan na isa pang zero. Then ngayon nandito na tayo, so let's see what will happen, and I'm very sure it may retrace here. So yun yung sinabi ko din sa Discord Meraki natin. So again guys, Tsismis lang ang lahat ng yan, kailangan nyo pa rin aralin, planuhin at kilusan. Nang sa gayon, ang lahat ng to ay ating makamtan. At syempre, stay awesome. Goodbye guys.